we are in the margin. Paper presenters are not considered in that way. See my present, I will not take too much time, I am telling you that. See Anirudh Kala's work, which has been published in 2018, is a different kind of work on the partition literature. Because he has solely concentrated on the mental patients. It is not that he has talked about other things. Because Anirudh Kala was a very renowned psychiatrist, and he worked on India and Pakistan mental patients. And from that he has tried to write those articles, those short stories. These are short story collections. There are 13 short stories which have been compiled and published in the form of a book and named The Unsafe Asylum. See the title. And you see the stories of partition and madness. The madness, very important part of that one. And in one of his interview in 2018, that is published in one newspaper, he said that mental patients were not treated are not treated in India properly. And you can imagine what happened during the partition. So mental patients' life, and after in the future generations, or that means the next generations also suffered from the same kind of problem. That has been depicted in this work. In this respect, let me tell you that Ashish Nandi wrote an editorial to the book mapping the short stories of partition from Bengal. And from the Bengal means not only from West Bengal, it's also from East Bengal, means Bangladesh. And there Ashish Nandi has also talked about that Manto's work and how it has talked about that one. At the same time, he also mentioned Pratibha Bosu's work, Frostsam and Jetsam, that means. And at the same time, Manik Bandyopadhyay's work on the translation, as we find all these works in, also you can find those works in Alok Bhalla's volumes. I will not talk about that one, but I am saying that in this short story, you can see that there are two patients, mental patients. One is name is Fattu, and then Fateh Singh, and other one is that Rulda Singh and Fateh. This is basically one from he belongs to this country, another belongs to other country. But as the Hindus were Hindu mental patients were transferred from Lahore Mental Hospital to Amritsar or Ranchi Hospital or Madras Hospital. In a similar way, the Muslim patients were kept in Lahore. At the same time, so many Muslim patients from India also were transferred to Lahore, without considering their claim or without considering their intention, whether they want or not. That has been that we find in that case. Another these two persons, you see that Rulda is a Hindu and Fattu is basically a Muslim, but they had a very good relationship. They developed more than 4 decades. They stayed at one. They had a connection, and this very interesting Fattu in Lahore. He is saying that what are you doing? He is digging and saying that I am digging to have a connection, and I will try to have a channel to go to Amritsar, so that I can meet my friend there in Rulda. So agonizing, so astonishing the story is there. At the same time, parallelly another person who is a psychiatrist, Prakash Kohli. And Prakash Kohli basically was born in August 1947 in Pakistan, at the time the Pakistan. Or you can say the United India, and after that the partition took place. And Prakash gradually became aware of that, and he became, and during his young age, he again visited Pakistan and went to the place where he was born, and he was nurtured or nourished by a midwife, Roshana. And she, as pathetically, very interesting the story is that lady, that Muslim lady, protected the entire family along with Prakash as a newborn child. And that story gives us a very interesting idea that even Roshan remembers that his belly button, the navel, was not properly cut because of the trauma which was going on in the minds of the people, because of the riots which were prevalent in that country at the time. And Prakash gradually became a psychiatrist, and he he had a very good, and his next generation also, he had one son and one daughter, and that Anhad, his son also got married to one Muslim girl who was basically in London, and they also gradually they have their child was there, and the child was British. Child was British. Anhad is Indian, and Siddiq, that means that his wife is Pakistani. So the condition is basically so crucial that the passport visa problem crops up in their life, and they come to India for Jalandhar for a participating one conference, and there they go to meet his family, Prakash, I mean his parents, but by hiding their own identities. So the crisis, the human crisis, the people who are suffering from that has been projected through these, because they are the interlinks. All the 13 stories are can be interlinked with these three characters, you can say Fattu, Rulda Singh and Prakash. Another very important part is that in the first story, you can see in that story, the story's name is, I think, what is the name of the story? Just I'm mentioning that one. In that story, you see, no forgiveness necessary, and there we find that Junaid Hossain and Iqbal Junaid Hossain. He is basically a doctor in the Lahore Mental Hospital. He is a very honest, dedicated and devoted doctor who was looking after the mental patients. Under his care, most of the patients were gradually getting cured, and he was shot dead during the night time by a soldier who is a Punjabi. And after a long time, this Junaid Hossain's son, Ashif, he also gradually became a doctor. But at one time, he wanted to meet the murderer of his father, and because he had the identity card was there, and with that card he came to India. Actually, he wanted to come to India to meet that person, not to come to you can say witness or watch Indian cricket team. And he came there, and after meeting that person, he said, "Why did you kill him?" Because he said that my son was killed, and out of that kind of trauma, I wanted to kill one Muslim. That was my intention. But at that time also, that person repented for that, and with that, Asif went back to his country without watching the cricket team. So all these kinds of events, other events are there. Very interestingly, this short stories are very different from other short stories in the respect that because it talks about how the trauma injects or the trauma creates problem in the lives of the people, in the family life, in the mental patients. Very interestingly, and one comment I find that means why the people, the Hindu mental patients died. Only Hindu mental patients died. Why is it so? It's a GOK, God only knows. So with that, let me stop here. Thank you for listening to me.